All right, this your brother Issachar coming at you with another lesson. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstones I learned his truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing his word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Akwat that's listening and learning. Today's video is going to be entitled, Why Does White People Hate Blacks So Much? All right. It's going to be entitled, Why Does White People Hate Blacks So Much? Now, I got inspired to do this lesson because of this video I'm getting ready to play for you all. And as you can see within the caption right here, hold on, let me go back so it can disappear. All right, it says, white woman says she believes white people's hate for black people runs deeper than just racism, causes something more personal and embedded, hashtag opinionated. All right. And pretty much she goes into how she believes exactly what the caption is says. She was like, no, it got to be something else that they not telling us about black people. It's got to be something deeper and more meaningful to the point where they literally showcasing this much hate for this long. All right. And she's like, we got to figure this out pretty much. But we already know what the reason is. The reason why Esau is showing so much hate, it starts with the elites. All right. The elites know that you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the chosen people of the Bible. You are the chosen people of God, his son. All right. God's name is Yahweh and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. All right. They know this. All right. Just like the video that came about with Apostle Gabar. And he was talking about how back in the day, he said a limo pulled up with a bunch of rich white men or whatever. They got out the limo and then they looked at the 12 tribe sign and it was looking at them. And then they said, we paid millions of dollars to hide this information. And then he said they hurried up and got back in the limo and they drove off. All right. So pretty, like I said, it starts with the elites. All right. It starts with the elites. The elites know who we are. And then the ones under them, the super rich, they know who we are too. All right. And then, of course, you got certain people that's in the world, certain white people that knows about our history. All right. They know that we're the chosen people as well. All right. And this is why they showcase so much hatred towards us, because they know as long as we're at the bottom, they'll be able to rule forever, because that's what it is, man. As long as we keep sinning against our Lord and our power, we're going to stay at the bottom. We're going to be in captivity forever. But by the Lord's will, there's an elect. All right. The elect is going to understand this, and the elect is going to be the first fruits of the kingdom. And the elect is going to be the governing body, starting with the 144,000. All right. They're going to be the governing body of the kingdom. All right. So at the end of the day, Esau knows this. This is not just a thing about skin color or about our behavior. All right. It's not about, oh, they thugs and this and that, so forth and so on. Yeah, they may hate us for that type of behavior, but at the end of the day, this is what the real reason is. It's because we're Israelites. That's the secret. All right. So let's go ahead and play this video, and then we're going to grab a few scriptures.
I don't mean to say this like to be disrespectful, and maybe this is, some people are going to think this sounds dumb, but I feel like there's a deeper reason why, you know, the people of color and specifically the black community have been relentlessly persecuted. Like, I mean, just the things that happened during slavery alone, like, were insane. But I don't know, the more I learn about black history and the ways that, you know, people who literally worked in the government, like the CIA, all these different people in power were trying to ruin the black community, and it makes me think, dude, I feel like, is there something more going on here than just racism? Because it's like, come on, you're telling me you're doing all of this stuff just because you don't like someone's skin color? I feel like, what if, I have this theory that, like, what if black people have some type of superpower? Like, what if they have, I don't know, if they're just born with something very valuable that we don't really know about, but maybe, you know, like I said, these people, these rich people and these people in power, maybe they figured it out a long time ago, and maybe that's why they were like, oh, we have to, like, get rid of them, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, I feel like maybe they have something special that we are not taught about that is linked to them being people of color, you know? And I've seen some black creators come on here and try to explain how special it is to have melanin in your skin and how it has all these different properties, but I don't know, I just feel like I have a theory that this goes so much deeper than maybe a lot of us realize. I'm sorry, but I don't think you're gonna go out of your way for all these hundreds and hundreds of years to try to ruin one group of people over something as silly as, oh, their skin is a different color. Like, I feel like there's something that we don't know. I'm telling you, there's something special about them that they don't want us to know. Okay, this is just something that I've been thinking about recently, and I'm like, maybe if there are some black creators that maybe they already...
Did it cut off? Yeah, okay, that's it. So hold on, let me go back.
I don't...
Okay, so yeah, as you heard her say within the video, she's like, what is really going on to the point where white people are showing so much hate towards black people, all right? And like I said, it's not just toward only black people. It's toward the Latinos and the Native Americans as well, all right? Because they are people of color, all right? They're different shades of brown, just like us, all right? They're different shades of brown. But anyway, you heard her say, she was like, there got to be something deeper than just the color of the skin and melanin. She was like, I don't think they'll show this much hatred for hundreds and hundreds of years just because of melanin and your skin color. She was like, there's something that they're not teaching us. All right. The thing that they're not teaching the world is we are the chosen people of the Bible. Point blank, period. If Esau would literally get on the news right now and just have a whole special, a whole special, tell the whole world we're canceling every show and all of these streaming platforms and everything right now. We want everybody to focus on what we have to say. We've been holding this truth back for so long, but we feel like it's in our spirit to bring this out. And they told the world that black people, Latinos, and Native Americans are the chosen people of the Bible. The people of this world will look at us differently. All right. And then they will have to, look at their religions differently. They'll have to look at life differently. All right. Because then they'll be like, oh, shit, we've been showing this much hatred toward these people. So that means we're in trouble if you're outside of the, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. That's just what it is. But this hatred has been showcased ever since the blessing. Let's actually start off with that, man. I had Psalms 83 set up, but we're going to go to Genesis real quick. We're going to go to Genesis 27. All right. Because this hatred started off ever since the blessing. So let's get Genesis chapter 27 and start at verse 21. And it says, and Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands, so he blessed him. And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said to him, come near now and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment and blessed him and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which the Lord hath blessed. Therefore the Most High give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. This is the blessing, the ultimate blessing that Isaac, which is Yahushai, all right? That was Yahushai back then, all right? That's why he was able to give a major blessing like this, but that's another lesson for another day. But Isaac blessed Jacob with the ultimate blessing right here, which is pretty much the earth and everything within it, all right? Go to verse 30. It says, and it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting, and he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise, and even eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn, Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yeah, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and he hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou now reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. This is how Esau lives today. Esau was blessed with this blessing back then as well, but this still goes on today. All right. Verse 41, it says, And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. This is the hatred that Esau had for us since the beginning. It says, And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Esau hated Jacob because he received the ultimate blessing. All right. That ultimate blessing was the earth and everything within it. Servants, handmaids, gold, silver, all of it, man. That's what Esau wanted, but he didn't get that. He got a temporary blessing. And he said, And by the sword shalt thou live. This is what Esau's blessing is today. He has the technology, he has the power, and he has all of these weapons out here. The gun, that's the modern day sword. All right. The gun, these missiles, drones, so forth and so on. This is how he's living. And so they know that we are the chosen people. They know that we're going to receive the ultimate blessing. And this is why they show hatred towards us, because they want to get rid of us. And that's what they're trying to do when they are going to try to do it when they bring out the RFID chip, because they know if you take that chip, you are completely cut off from the Most High. And that's why he's going to bring that great wrath that it speaks of in Revelation 12:12. He's going to make sure that everybody takes that, especially you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And if you're not down for it, he's going to kill you. This is how far he's going to go to get rid of you Jakes, man, and to cut you off from the Most High, because this is how special you are. So like I said, this happened ever since the beginning. This is the secret that they're not teaching you. All right. This is not a thing about melanin and skin color. It's because they show this hatred because they know that you are the Israelites. Now let's get Psalms 83. Oh, I hit the caps button. All right, now we're going to get Psalms 83. Come on, you got it. You got it. All right, this is Psalms chapter 83, verse 1. It says, Keep not thou silence, O power Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Who's the hidden ones? You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because you've been hidden from the truth. All right. They took your heritage away from you. They said that those small hats over there are the chosen people, but they don't even know who all the 12 tribes are, man. You go over there and you ask them what tribe they from, and they get mixed up, man. They get all silly like, because they don't know shit, man, because they not the people. All right. So this is what happens. Just like I made that example, with Apostle Gabar, with Apostle Tahar on down, when they said that they pulled up in that limo, they said they paid millions of dollars to hide this from them. The hidden ones. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Yeah, Esau sat around that large round table, more than likely. You know how they do. Sit around the table with them weird ass mask on or some shit like that. Talking amongst each other like, okay, what we gonna do to make sure that these niggas don't come across as truth? Because you already know they had to have a big ass meeting after they realized that they're not going to do slavery anymore because the Bible was going to be out there. They like, how are we going to keep them from reading the Bible, but not, and keep them from not understanding it? Look at what they did. They told you can hoop, play football, be a rapper, be a singer, be an actor, be a doctor, be a lawyer, but you got to follow everything under their circumstances. You got to follow all of their rules. You got to follow their religions. And guess what? It worked. It worked. They pushed Christianity and all these other religions on our people. And guess what? The majority of our people don't want nothing to do with this truth, man. But like I said, this is why you got the elect, but we are the hidden ones. Verse 4 says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. There you go. They literally got together. They was like, look, we going to cut them off from being Israelites. We going to make them Christians. We going to make them African Americans. We going to make them Mexicans, so forth and so on. So then that way they can no longer remember who they are, which is Israelites. Verse 5, it says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. As you can see, the first name, the tabernacles of Edom, Esau, the so-called white man, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabar and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as unto Sisera, as unto Jabin, and at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth, made their nobles like Oreb and like Zeb, yeah, all their princes and Zebah, and as Almunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the Most High in possession. All right. So all of these nations to this day have a hand in making sure that we don't remember who we are, because the thing is, a lot of these other nations too, they know who we are, and they know if we come back and we realize who we are and we pray to our power, they get out of power. They can no longer live deliciously anymore. So a lot of them know who we are too. And this is why you see them building different businesses in our neighborhoods, making sure that we stay down, making sure that we eat their food, going off. Because you already know when it comes to Moab and Ammon, they feeding us bullshit. And Jake loves it. When it comes to Ishmael and all these other things, you know, Muslim, they making sure that Jake stays grounded, man. They making sure that Jake stays blind to what the truth is. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. This is the secret that she's trying to figure out. That's what it is, man. The hatred is because they want what we have. Because through the spirit, we already got the kingdom, man. A lot of people will read Genesis 27 and they'll be like, that's bogus. You know, Jacob lied and he stole the birthright. So it wasn't Esau's in the first place, man. Through the spirit, it wasn't his. The Most High already had it set up to the point where he already knew that we were going to be the chosen people, man. That's just what it is. But this is the secret that she's trying to figure out. And she's right. It's not because it's just skin color and melanin. It's because of this right here, man. These scriptures and our lineage back to the Most High. Now let's get Psalms 25. We're going to get Psalms chapter 25. And then we're going to go to verse 14. And it says, the secret of the Lord is with them that fear him, and he will show them his covenant. This is what we out here for. Just like it says in the book of Amos, he showed his secrets to his servants, the prophets. The Most High has called us into this truth, and he gave us the gift to understand these scriptures and to teach it to the ones who's going to understand in the future and in present right now. All right. The secret of the Lord is with them that fear him. We fear him. All right. We think about every single decision that we make every single day. Now that we know this truth. All right. And he will show them his covenant. My eyes are ever toward the Lord, for he shall pluck my feet out of the net. Turn thee unto me, have mercy upon me, for I am desolate and afflicted. The troubles of my heart are enlarged. Oh, bring thou me out of my distresses. Look upon my affliction and my pain, and forgive all my sins. Consider mine enemies, for they are many, and they hate me with cruel hatred. Who are the enemies? The nations outside of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Started with Esau, man. The cruel hatred. Oh, keep my soul and deliver me. Let me not be ashamed, for I put my trust in thee. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait on thee. Redeem Israel, O power, out of all his troubles. These troubles that she was speaking about. Slavery, lynchings, us not being able to prosper like they do in this world, man. For hundreds and hundreds of years, like she said. Redeem Israel, O power, out of all of his troubles, for them that hate me with cruel hatred. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Now I went, when I was reading Genesis 27, AI is taking over, man. I was reading Genesis 27 and I typed in, did Esau ever get the blessing, right? Just so I can see what it says. Now look what it says right here. It says, yes, Esau was blessed by his father Isaac, but the nature of the blessing was different from the one given to Jacob. While Isaac intended to give Esau the primary patriarchal, Salakia if I got that wrong, blessing, which included promises of land and prosperity, the Most High's will was for Jacob to receive the main blessing. The Most High's will was for Jacob to receive the main blessing. And that's what we said. It was all through the spirit. It was never Esau's blessing from the beginning. Consequently, Esau received a blessing that focused on earthly and temporal benefits, including a dwelling in a fertile land and provision through his own efforts, but it lacked the spiritual and covenantal promises given to Jacob. The spiritual and covenantal promises, the law, commandments, statutes, the things that we're supposed to follow for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Everything that he was given was earthly and temporal, living by the sword. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked because we went off against our power. Temporal, what that means, it's not going to last forever. This is one of the signs that lets you know that we at the end. Then when you read down here, right? When you go down here, we can just go ahead and read all of this. It says Isaac intent. It says Isaac initially intended to bless Esau, the elder son, with the covenant blessings passed down from Abraham. The Most High had already chosen Jacob, the younger son, to inherit the covenant promises. The Most High's will. The covenant promises. The deception. Jacob, with his mother Rebekah's help, deceived Isaac into giving him the primary blessing intended for Esau. Esau's blessing. Isaac, after realizing the deception, still blessed Esau. This blessing included a dwelling in a fertile land, but one distinct from the promised land, dependence on his own efforts and strength. His own efforts and strength. Is that what Esau is doing? Ain't that what Esau is doing right now? Coming up with all of these plans, staging everything, showing people what's on the news, lying to the people. You watch the Super Bowl, that shit is rigged. You watch sports, that shit is rigged. You watch the news, that shit is rigged. Getting ready to set up Jacob's trouble just so he can get rid of you niggas. By your sword shall you shall live. Subjection to Jacob initially with the potential for rebellion, the hatred, man. This is the killer right here. Temporal versus covenantal. Esau's blessing focused on material and earthly prosperity, while Jacob's blessing included the covenant promises of land, a nation, and ultimately the lineage of the Messiah. Woo! The lineage of the Messiah. The covenant promises, man. We are literally the blood of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Our bloodline goes back to the Lord, man. This is the secret she's trying to figure out. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. Fulfillment. Esau's descendants, the Edomites, did prosper and establish their own nation, fulfilling the blessing of a dwelling and provision. And this is written in Romans, the 9th chapter, the chapter that all Christians hate. Literally, all of them hate when you bring this up because it goes straight to the point. Romans chapter 9, verse 1, it says, I say the truth in Yahushai, Hamashiach, I lie not, my conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Spirit, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart, for I could wish that myself were cursed from Hamashiach Yahushai, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Yahushua came, who is over all, the Most High blessed forever. Amen. There you go, man. The same thing we just read right here, including the covenant promises of land, a nation, and ultimately the lineage of the Messiah, who are Israelites according to the flesh, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the services of the Most High and the promises according to the flesh. What flesh, man? That dark-skinned flesh that Esau hates so much. That Esau hates so much. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. All right. That's the secret that they don't want to tell you people. Even though the apostles been out there for decades, and you know, the bishop and the elders on down, it's been out here, man. Videos go out every day. But they don't want to believe this though, because this is way too far-fetched for their minds, man. Way too far-fetched. They don't want to believe this, but this is the secret that you're looking for. This is the secret that you're looking for. We're going to get this and close it out. Psalms 109, start at verse 1. It says, hold not thy peace, O power of my praise, for the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are opened against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue. They compass me about also with words of hatred and fought against me without a cause. There you go, man. Without a cause. Esau be on bullshit all the time. All the time. For my love, they are my adversaries, but I give myself unto prayer. We are the spiritual ones, man. And they have rewarded me evil for good and hatred for my love. There it is, man. We out here literally, they hate us. They hate us teaching the truth. They hate this, man. They hate this so much to the point where some of us gonna have to live out that Revelation 20:4. That's what it is, man. But we're going to continue to show love to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Verse 6, it says, set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. When he shall be judged, let him be condemned, and let his prayer become sin. Let his days be few, and let another take his office. Let his children be fatherless, and his wife a widow. Let his children be continually vagabonds and beg. Let them seek their bread also out of their desolate places. Let the extortioner catch all that he hath, and let the stranger spoil his labor. Let there be none to extend mercy unto him, neither let there be any to favor his fatherless children. Let his posterity be cut off, and in the generation following let their name be blotted out. Let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with the Lord, and let not the sin of his mother be blotted out. Let them be before the Lord continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth, because that he remembered not to show mercy, but persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart. Damn, man. And as he loved cursing, so let it come unto him. As he delighted not in blessing, so let it be far from him. There you go, man. We ain't even got to read no more. We ain't even got to read no more, man. There it is. This is the secret that she's looking for. She says he had all of those black content creators come on a comment board or whatever, talking about melanin and all of that. Yeah, we have special skin and everything like that. That's because we the chosen people, man. But that's not the main reason. That's not the main reason, man. Like I said, the elites, starting with the elites and the super rich below them, all right, they know who we are. That's why they show major hatred toward us. Esau wants that birthright back, and he already knows the only way to get it back is to eliminate all of us. But you can't do that, man. Esau doesn't know who all are Israelites. A lot of us literally look like her. A lot of us look like her. A lot of us look like Asian people. A lot of us look like Africans. They can't tell, man. And that's the genius mind of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. The Most High was going to make sure that his plan came to life, went to play, man. It's nothing they can do. It's nothing that they can do at all. So there you go. That's the secret that they don't want to tell you. They don't want to tell you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that you the chosen people. That's why they show so much hatred. But that hatred is only going to last for so long, all right? Because we at the end. We at the end. Prophecy is popping off. And, you know, they're going to be able to show a little bit more hatred when Jacob's trouble began. But then after that, it's checkmate time, man. It's time for them to go to war with World War III. Then it's time for missiles to come over here and eat this place up along with the land of Israel. Then after that, the hatred stops. Well, they going to continue to hate, but they just can't do nothing about it. That's all. That's all. They just can't do shit. They ain't going to be able to use their weapons or anything like that. Their blessing is going to be over with. They're going to be over here trying to call on Satan. They're going to realize their prayers and they ain't going to be answered because Satan answers to the Most High. But that's another lesson for another day. So let's end it with that. So I hope this is edifying. So with that, I'm going to say, call Halayim Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rachaa Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstones I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Akwat that's listening and learning. And Yahweh Ra Tazah, I'll be back with another lesson. Keep pushing, Yasharala. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. Shalom.